think has gone through a big drubbing in the last 6 months, and I still believe that the stock is a sell-on rally kind of a chart. We've seen many rallies in Manappuram Finance as well, but those rallies have been sold into, whether it's the last 2-3 weeks of price rally when the stock came back towards 125, 130 levels. From there as well, the stock has got into a sell-off mode, as well as over the last 3 to 6 months, we've seen a very similar kind of a chart pattern. I would suggest to avoid Manappuram Finance, and if you're looking out for same space, Muthoot Finance could be a better alternative.
Right. Let's go to our next guest as well. The query is coming on Tata Consumer. Amy has put forward that query. Is Tata Consumer making some sort of flag? And okay, I think we'll have to go to Kunal for that. The query is Tata Consumer making some sort of flag or monthly chart and has given a breakout? Also, bouncing off 38% retracement from March lows to all-time high, or it's not a flag because it's very, very slanting. So Kunal, if you could break that down for Amy.
It's not necessarily a strong flag pattern. The stock has gone through so you've rightly said that the retracement angles for Tata Consumers are right, but then more than retracement, I think you also have to look out for whether the price volumes are both in sync. Like, last, week or so, we've seen Tata Consumers, get into a sell-off mode. I think there was a single day sell-off where the stock corrected from 835 to almost 780, 785 on a single day, and post that it's been unable to take or break out that 830 barrier. So I think what you have to look out for is, if you're looking to go long, let the stock break past about 830 mark. That could be a strong indication that the trend has changed for Tata Consumers, and it could be a good buy on breakout mode rather than a buy on dip. So I would suggest to avoid the stock at current levels, but above 830 levels, it could be a strong breakout trade from a short-term view.
We just spoke about the consumption names and you told us about it earlier. Any particular view on Tata Consumer?
Yeah, I think that it is one of the better companies in the kind of portfolio Tata Consumer has right now. I read a bit of charts as well. So technically speaking, so there's a rounding bottom kind of a chart which I can see, and I probably, we can see a golden cross happening very soon. So this stock has been, doing fantastically well, and I'm fairly bullish on the entire Tata group, so to say. So again, if this, if we have the golden cross happening, then the stock can go up to even 900. So definitely a buy on dips kind of a stock. Ideally, if you get it around 745, 750, it would be a great price to get into the stock for a longer term. And I think 900 odd is quite possible. So I would recommend a buy on Tata Consumer on dips.
This one is from Bharatwaj from Madurai, and he wants to know whether he can buy HCL Tech for the longer term, say for the next 5 to 10 years at the current market price, or should he look at Wipro instead? What's your take, Vijay?
Well, I think that if you want to buy it for such a long term, go with the top company. I think TCS should be the buy call. And if you want to buy HCL Tech, I think that, there has been a breakdown on the charts, and technically also, fundamentally also, there is a death cross which is made right now. So probably we might see lower levels happening on HCL Tech. But yes, I am bullish on TCS. If somebody wants to buy for a long term in IT, forget Wipro and HCL Tech, go for TCS. But again, apple to apple comparison, Wipro still looks much better than HCL Tech on the charts. Fundamentally, all companies are seemingly good, but be with the top run. So TCS is my recommendation.
All right, so let's go to our next query as well. The next query is coming in from Shiv. And he says that any view on Dr. Lal Path Labs for long-term and targets? Vijay, you can take this one. Dr. Lal Path Labs from Shiva.
Yeah. So Dr. Lal Path Lab, I think that, the stock recently showed a lot of, correction from the top of almost 4,200, 4,300. It touched a bottom of about 2,200. So we saw a crack of about 2,000 rupees. Although it has, recouped a bit, but I think that it's into this consolidation zone. So fresh buyers anywhere between 24 to 2,500 is a good area. For long-term players, yes, you can hold on to the stock. These stocks showed a very good promise during the pandemic, because the number of tests, went up considerably, and people were mandatorily, doing all these tests, and, it was required for travel as well. But yes, I think that it's a good company, very good network of labs. and a very good brand as well. So I would say that longer term players can nibble into the stock around 2500. That's a good place to buy. And again, just keep on holding. I think that this stock has the potential of coming back to 4000 odd. So just it needs patience. It needs a lot of patience. Yeah.
Ravi Shankar, and he's saying that he has 2,600 shares of Tata Steel that he's purchased at an average price of 1,175 rupees per share. He wants to know what's the opinion for the short term, Kunal.
So I think you bought at 1,175. You're sitting into decent profits from a short-term view. The stock is at 1240, 1244 approximately on the chart. So my suggestion is that because there's so much happening across the globe with respect to the metal stocks, the not just the metal stocks but the asset class as such. So I believe that it's much better to try and book out trading profits. The breakout point for Tata Steel on the upside would be, if the stock breaks past about 1320 mark, that could be a strong breakout zone for Tata Steel yet again. So if you're looking at it from a short-term play, I would suggest that maybe another 10 rupees, 15 rupees higher, you can look to book out profits. But if you're looking at it from a momentum as well as a positional play, then about 1320 is where I believe that a bigger trend could emerge for Tata Steel.
So Tata Steel is the answer that is the answer that Kunal provided for our viewers. Interesting query has come in on SBI Cards as well. That's from Santi. She says, how good an investment, or she rather asking, how good an investment is SBI Cards at the current price in view of the recent regulation of co-branding cards as well as stringent guidelines on card issuances and active rules. Vijay, will you take this one? SBI Cards, I think it's fallen quite significantly since that block.
Yes, it has, and I think with options coming in, people now have a lot of options. There are very new startups offering a great amount of credit for about 45 to 60 days, which generally is the model for credit cards. So I think that's the challenge would be how to compete with all these startups of the world who are into fintech space and offering a lot of debt to a lot of people. So again, but again, if you see that how many players are eventually there in the credit card space, so there are very few. But I think that there are better options. We want to buy SBI rather than a SBI card. So I am not very bullish on the card business, so to say, on the listed card companies, because there are lot many options happening nowadays, and there are a lot of startups and a lot of platforms where they offer credit to the customers. And generally, credit card companies, it's very difficult to make money until unless people default. So I think that better stay away from SBI cards, and SBI is any day a better option. So buy on dips when you get an SBI on the lower side.
This is from Subramanian, and Kunal, this one is for you. He's saying that he has 500 shares of GSPL, that is Gujarat State Petro, but he wants to know whether he should sell, or since the prices are going down, or should he continue to hold on to it. The problem is he's not told me the buy price for Gujarat State Petro. So how are the charts looking for this one?
The charts are very weak for GSPL. I think right from the time when the stock had broken below its 200 EMA, that was I think in the month of December 2021. From there, the structure has just gotten deteriorated for the stock. I think even at that time the stock was at 320, 315 levels, and today the stock is at 260. So, and that too, it's gone into a very slow, steady, as well as a gradual downtrend for itself. So it's not a great chart when I look at it from the scale of the last 6 to 8 months. If you're looking out for such of the mid cap names from the I would not say from the petroleum space, but I think if you're looking at it from the mid cap names, then I think GMDC could be a better alternative. The stock I think is at 205 or 210 odd levels the last I had seen. That looks very attractive. It's done reasonably well for itself over the last 3 to 6 months. So almost like a contra chart to GSPL.
Right. Let me take this next query then. This one is from Reema from Palakkad, saying that she's got about 100 shares of Ambika Cotton purchased at an average price of 1,913 rupees per share. She wants to know whether she'll hold or sell from a 3-month perspective. And overall, she wants to know what's the view coming in on cotton textiles and yarn. So I will take this question to you, Vijay. Do you track Ambika Cotton by any chance? Also, what's your view on the cotton textiles and the yarn space? And what should Reema do with the holding in Ambika Cotton?
Surely a hold. The stock has corrected from the top from about 2,850 or to, we see it around 2,300 right now. So it's surely a hold. On the entire industry, on the entire textile space and the spinning space, I think that there are many good opportunities in this industry. Ambika Cotton is one of the good industries. There's another company called Keval Kiran Clothing, which I like. And I think, this company can do a lot of stuff because they have recently started venturing into Russia. There's another small company by the name of Bannari Aman Spinning Mills. So I think that, all the spinning mills are going to do good. One thing Mr. Piyush Goyal has done is, post he has taken over as the textile minister, that there's a lot of focus on, making India the base for cloth. Because recently in the last 10 to 15 years, Bangladesh has taken the center stage, and it's a very good resolve that the ministry has made and the minister has made, that we want to bring India back to the center stage where India was the preferred destination for textile. So there's a lot of things happening. I think that in the coming times, there are a lot of PLI schemes and a lot of other schemes which are going to come up for the cotton players. So I think that it's a hold. And look at good companies with lesser debt or zero debt, and there is a lot of money to be made in the entire textile and cotton space.
Right. This next query that I have is coming from Ramesh from Kolkata, and he's asking about Hindustan Aeronautics. He's saying that he has 1,000 shares of Hindustan Aeronautics, which he's purchased at 1,750 rupees per share. Kunal, he wants to know the short-term view on HAL.
Well, I think apparently it's on the higher end of the price trend. I think the recent high for HCL was just in the line of 50, 60 odd levels for itself. So I think he's caught the slightly higher end of the price trends. I would suggest to wait, not to average at current levels. My sense is that with this market getting into a bit of a volatile, choppy phase, it's possible that many of these stocks which have performed very well, especially the PSU names, they can also get into at least a 5 to 10% correction. So if you want to exit at current levels and look to buy back again lower, that could be a better trade. But if you're looking to average and assuming you want to hold on to your existing quantity, then I would suggest that hold on, let the stock come back closer to 1550 mark, 1550, 1580 would be a good range where you can look to average HAL.
The view coming in on HAL. This one is from Poonam, and she wants to know whether she can buy Infosys at current levels or wait some more time. What's your take, Kunal?
Buy Infosys, and specifically if it's from a longer term time frame for the next 2 years, 3 years, or much higher than that as well. I think that could be a much better opportunity. These stocks have, stock like Infosys has corrected more than 15% from its recent high of 19, 20, 30 for itself. So I believe purely from that aspect, it's a very attractive buy.
This one I have is from Alma D'Souza, and this one is on Make Money Fine Chemicals. Has 75 shares of Make Money Fine Chemicals, got it during the merger at a price of around 1,166. That's the current market price, I beg your pardon. So she has Make Money Fine Chemicals, 75 shares, wants to know what's of a target that she should keep in mind with this one. And also fundamentally, is it a strong stock to be in? What's your take, Vijay?
Well, I think it is. And I think on the entire agrochem and specialty chemical space, with a longer term perspective, I'm very, very bullish. And I think that, this, although this was a split, sorry, not a split, it was, it was one of the group companies of Make Money Organics. So this stock could do well. I think that the longer term target can be 1,300 to 1,400. And in the entire agrochemical, chemical and specialty chemical space, there are good opportunities available. One of the companies I cite is Insecticide India also, which has shown some good promise. And I think that the stock has the potential to going up to 850. So, apart from PI Industries, which I also like at these levels, PI is also a very good play into the agrochemical space. So this entire space looks very good to me, and one should start nibbling into these stocks on a decline.
All right, with that, let's kickstart with our rapid fire then. I will take the first query to Kunal. Kunal, one of our viewers wants to know GNFC, any scope for the prices to go up this month?
Possibly the stock can remain in a consolidation. I think 800 to 900 broadly would be a big range of consolidation for GNFC. So it's a good chart. If you've already bought, then I think 800 could be a good price where you can look to average further.
Right, let's go across to our next query as well. It's coming in on Indian Hume's Pipe, holding 100 stock at 195 rupees since a year. It's just moved from 175 to 210 in this year. Any chance of it moving in the next 6 months? Vivek, any view? Vijay, any view? Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't get the stock.
Indian Hume Pipes.
I think that the stock has been into a consolidation and correction mode. There is a possibility that it can come down, but again, I think that the wait has to be longer because the input costs are going to go up very, very high. But again, keep patience. The stock can come back to 250 odd levels.
All right, this one is from one of our viewers on Poonawalla FinCorp, saying got it at a price of around 330 rupees per share for a period of 6 to 9 month time frame. But is there any potential for an upside for this one, Kunal?
Well, there could be, in fact, possibly that the stock may get into a correction. 330 is a higher end in terms of price range. I would suggest that if you're looking to average, wait out, because the stock, my sense is that the stock can correct towards even levels of 300 and below. So 275 to 80 could be a good level where you can look to average it out.
Right, Vijay, you can take one on InfoEdge as well. It's coming in. I have InfoEdge 40 shares at 5,600. Can I hold this for the long run?
Well, yes, I think that he can also average around 42, 4,300 if at all the stock comes down. This company has a lot of stakes in a lot of startups, and we all know that even if one of them clicks, recently we saw that they had stake in Zomato, and the stock went up considerably during that time. So I think that it's a long haul play. Definitely hold on to it and add around 42, 4,300. So it would require patience though.
With that, we come to the end of the rapid fire. Thank you so much, Kunal, as well as Vijay, for joining us on the show, giving our viewers a take on the FMCG pack, as well as resolving their queries. And on that note, we slip into a break in this edition of Buy Now, Sell Now. Stay tuned, more on the other side. Don't go anywhere.